These folks didn't wait in line to hear your lips flippity-flap. Knuckle up and get ready to dance, you pasty bastard! What you good people are about to see is an operation in progress. This is a real-time feed. No smoke and mirrors pre-recorded bullshit. Elements of the Covenant fleet have made landfall and occupied one of our cities. We'll link up with our forces in theater, engage the enemy, and boot their sorry behinds back into the stratosphere. Yo, demo biatch! You got anything? Nope, didn't think so. Kill the lights!
It took 2 in the nose, then dropped into the atmosphere.
Who was first contact?
405th out of Diego Garcia. But don't expect a big welcome. Covenant wiped most of them out before they hit the ground.
Immediate. Grid Kilo 2-3 is hot. Recommend mission abort.
Roger, Recon.
Call, Sergeant.
We're going in. Get tactical, Marines!
Covenant ground forces own this city. We'll need to deal with them before we can kill that cruiser.
Pile out! Go, go, go!
I'll evac the wounded. Keep me posted, Cortana.
Of course, Sergeant.
Sir, Corporal Perez, A Company? CP's this way.
Must be seeing things. Guess the brass do give a shit.
Come on. Stay with me, Marine.
No tags.
Hang 2 units, own egg, and he needs an airway.
I'm calling it. It's 1900.
The lieutenant got hit as soon as we dropped in.
Who's in charge now, Corporal?
Sergeant Banks, ma'am. He's pinned down up front. Come on, I'll show you.
No, behind that ST. Yeah.
3 more, coming left!
I'm running low, man.
Oye, Parsons!
Yeah?
Is it clear?
You tell me!
Friendly's moving out! Covering fire!
Ask for reinforcements. Send a Spartan. We gotta take that thing out. Cover me! Tech HQ, this is Sergeant Banks. I've got hostile artillery 200 meters northeast of my position. Bring smoke, over! HQ, is anybody on this freak?
Sergeant, this is Major Easley. Hang tight, we're inbound. Verify delivery of ordnance on target.
Head on, Major. Target neutralized.
Move out.
Take my weapon. You'll need it.
So far, so good, Sean. And that's it.
Not entirely. Just
your part's done, right?
Hang on.
Bingo. There's the cruiser. Now, all we need to do is...
Uh-oh.
Bet you can't stick it.
you're That's Halo 2, right?
That is. That's it. Game over. That's pretty much the end of the game. There wasn't much more than that.
Yeah.
Nice job. You did it pretty much by the book. You missed the ghost.
Yeah.
Which, I think even today that haunts Joe Staten. He also missed the ghost on the one take that ended up becoming public-facing like archive video. Nice job.
Thanks.
All right,
All
I
right,
think
here
you
we
need to
go.
hit your button when you're ready.
Here
Joe
we
would
go.
have given some kind of preamble, which I don't actually remember.
Well, I'm Joe. I
comes
sound a
good
bit
old
like a
Sarge.
grunt. Then Sergeant Johnson comes in, gives you his amble.
You pasty bastard.
Yeah.
What you good people are
We were talking about David Scully the other day with the Showtime TV folks. They were asking us who the fan favorite characters were.
Really?
So we talked about
Are
Guilty
you?
Spark and
You're dropping
Johnson.
some Showtime TV tidbits into this
Not
stream.
really.
Nice.
No, there's no information there, but it was. But the
He is a fan favorite.
Oh my God, yeah!
Oh yes.
If he hadn't sacrificed himself so nobly,
I mean, I don't even know of what we were thinking now. Like literally, demo biatch. We recorded that line.
yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
People.
You're the
people,
demo biatch, Frank.
Yeah, that's sounds about right.
Fun fact is I actually had Scully come to that fan fest, and he was in character the entire night. It was absolutely amazing.
Who else was there? Wasn't Jen there as well? Jen Taylor.
Jen
and-
Taylor was absolutely there. She was awesome, and also it was her first time that she was completely kind of overwhelmed by fans, and to the point where she was actually uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
so there was only like 200 people in the booth after hours, but she walked in, everyone just swarmed
Crushed.
right on her because of course she's Cortana, she's Jen Taylor.
And she didn't meet Steve Downs until almost 10 years after that.
I heard that.
Crazy.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it was
Yet
at
their
Comic-Con.
chemistry is really well.
We were like, well, you guys have met before. And they were like, no, first time.
I'll never forget Johnson in character. David Scully was just awesome, making me laugh hysterically all night.
And he's like, he's a bit more handsome and elegant than Johnson, but he looks like him a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as old. Spartan 1 candidate.
I saw some comments in the chat earlier talking about stencil shadows, and yes, you are right. Essentially, the underlying engine and tech bets that the Bungie team made, it started with that Space Pickle announced trailer, proved to be not viable. So even after this demo, pretty much the entire engine had to be ripped apart. This ended up being throwaway work. It never really became, ideally you were actually working in parallel. You just cut a slice of your game, you go play at E3, you come back and you finish it. This was a massive time and resource investment that was more or less had to be scrapped.
Yeah, a lot of it obviously ends up in the engine, but the game actually fundamentally looked different after this as well.
It sure did.
And not just the sort of engine differences, but the style and the...
Somebody wants to know what happens if you betray the Marines. I think you might need to just do it.
Should I do it?
Let's just see.
All right, let's see if we're this quickest demo ever.
Okay. Nothing.
Oh. No, it's just very good medical care in that tent, so... All right.
Lots of blood back then. This was a little bit of profanity, quite a bit of blood.
Mature rated.
As soon as we dropped in,
Who's in charge now, Corporal?
Sergeant Banks, ma'am. He's pinned down our.
Yeah, it's funny. The
is
more
that the
realistic,
Marcus Leto model?
Probably. Is he ruggedly handsome?
I can't tell. His face is a little rough.
There we go. Maybe. Poor Marcus. Where to? I forgot. I don't want to crash it for no good reason.
Oh, you got okay. So through to your left,
Right.
to up that staircase there, I believe. On the wait to your nope. Isn't there like right there?
There.
Yeah, go up that way.
Yeah, our lighting changed quite dramatically as well. Not just the engine stuff, but the type of atmosphere that you get in dark areas is actually pretty different than this. Yeah, it's funny to see how many of the sort of actual rendering tech changed between this and the finished game. But
Oh, I'm leaning in too much to the screen.
yeah,
I see.
me
I
too,
mean, my
yeah. It's because you're
face.
gross.
My face.
I'm gonna
is
see if
just-
I can. Oh yes!
Oh
Yes, it's the engine.
no, not Parsons.
Take that, journalist. Sorry. We're just trying to prove it to like some 1985 video game magazine.
You tell me.
This is as far as I've gotten messing around with it. Then there we go. Bye. Yeah, it's funny. I kind of forgot that these encounters they're scripted, but like they're real encounters.
Yeah,
There's
they
real
really are.
AI happening there. I mean, he's kind of following a path, but all right. What have we got? Whoops. Somebody was asking me to get in and out of the Warthog earlier in the chat. I don't know quite why, but I'll give it a shot. Which way? Where should I go to not break it?
That
Downstairs?
way. Follow those Marines.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a question in the chat, Frank. Did you guys have to tone down the language after the H2 demo? I don't remember as much cursing in the final game.
We didn't have to. The funny thing is we don't really know what our ratings are going to be till we submit them. And back in the day, you know, there wasn't as much graphical fidelity, and really they tend to be more concerned with violence than with profanity or sex. But the funny thing is, as our game has gotten higher and higher in terms of render quality, it has also gone to teen. And in some ways it looks much more violent than it did back in the day. But,
people want to know, can you die in this build?
Can I?
I don't know. Jump down there and take some shots. See what happens. I mean, you don't have a health bar, so... I mean, we've seen demos at E3 that are clearly built with Invincible turned on, and we've also seen high-profile demoers die on stage.
Well, we did one E3 demo. I can't remember what it was, but you were there for sure, where it was maybe Reach, where we had the demo on running on 2 machines simultaneously.
Yeah.
So that if something bad happened on the other, on one, then they could quickly switch to a machine that was basically being played at exactly the same pace on the other. So
I don't think we ever had to do a switch, though, did we?
We didn't, but I believe another game that was at that show did.
I remember that.
I'm not going to say what it was.
I do remember that. Someone did die in a horrible way.
But yeah, it was. You have to, because you know it's the you're doing it for the theatrics and the stagecraft of
sure.
it. So I keep zooming. Yeah, you know what? This is. I seem to remember this being a lot more fussy than this.
Yeah, so
pretty
far
good.
it's pretty. Oh, well,
I'm dual wielding.
How did you get that?
Magic.
Oh, you missed the. At some point,
I missed
the
the part
to give
where
it to you, I don't even know where you are
it.
anymore.
Joe Staten is probably rolling in his grave right now.
I don't even
dead.
remember. I kind of missed the cue here. I'm not sure where you're supposed to go.
Well,
follow those guys.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, just when in doubt, follow those ODSTs.
Come on, guys, where to? I know. Eventually, I get to steal a. Oh, here we go.
Everyone's like, this is nowhere near as buggy as we were told.
I think we exaggerated.
We haven't seen a single crash yet.
It'd be great if I had reverse demo luck, where it just won't crash while I'm playing it.
I think I saw a question in the chat. I'm pretty sure ammo is unlimited for the purposes of this
of course.
demo.
Yeah, you don't want some rookie error to... Because I think, you know, when you do these demos over and over and over again, you sometimes miss a whole step just through, you know, because your brain is so worn into that pattern that it ironically becomes a little bit easier to make silly mistakes.
Yeah, and I think I see a question that these SMGs only have, they're fake dual wielding. You're still only using the one trigger, right?
Yeah, they're both firing at the same time.
Yeah.
And the other trigger actually doesn't work, in case you're wondering.
People did lose their minds, though, the first time you suddenly are holding 2 guns.
Yeah. It was funny that, you know, I still often think that Halo 3 is where we got rid of dual wielding, but it's not. It just is not as big a deal in multiplayer as it. But I loved using the spike rifle and the plasma pistol combo, and the 2 brute plasma rifles.
Yeah, that's
brutal. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really lost.
Yeah,
I'm
lost.
Where you're supposed
but
to
this
be
is
going.
exciting.
This looks like you're just in raw city streets now. This looks like you're way off the charted path.
Yeah. Well, we're just proving how real this is. Let me go back where. No, wait. I'm supposed to have the ghost encounter soon.
I think you are. Well, you're supposed to be getting on the back of a warthog, right?
Yeah, I've obviously not triggered the warthog properly.
Frankie, please tell us what you saw played when you visited Bungie with OXM to report on this demo. Well, you were already working at Bungie.
I would have seen bits of this. No, because I didn't. They kind of. This was the last thing I saw as a civilian, I think.
Oh, okay. So you came over right after.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I would have seen this, but I also would have seen like much more sort of forward-facing, stable bits of the engine, because this is like. It's not exactly a vertical slice or a beauty corner, but it's got a lot of the...
I'm not sure how you're going to get back on the right path here. I'm sure there's like an NPC or someone just waiting for you to come
back up
and
the stairs.
Trigger another script.
Yeah. I'm just going to run the whole...
People are asking if we recall why the art direction was changed. Like the city ended up looking quite different in the final game. I
think you can see
honest.
if you go compare this art to the concepts and then the final art to the concepts, they do definitely read as the same material. But this one is a lot. I think things in here are a lot softer and out of focus is the wrong word, but they're definitely softer edges than the game ended up having in the real.
Yeah.
in the
You
shipping.
fought through this area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Just
they're
trying
waiting
to-
for you. This is
yeah.
you've caught up.
There we go.
This is good. Push through that opening, I think, where that guy's caught. Yeah, in there. This looks
blood,
right.
Blood.
Instead of going that way, maybe you're supposed
Yeah.
to go to your right. That
Yeah,
one.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Uh-oh. Oh,
Yeah.
yep, we did something.
You just hit a trigger volume. Something's happening. I think we're missing long swords, maybe? Is that what's happening above?
Yeah, they might have gone.
No, I don't know. We already. Sorry, that already. I
Oh!
don't know. Oh!
I'm
Look
in,
at
I'm
you.
in a warhog somehow. We got the Gauss cannon. Yeah, you know what? Joe Staten is a liar. This is robust. This is shippable.
It is. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way. People are asking if you can drive the hog, but you can't even get out of the hog.
I don't. Well,
there's,
try.
there's no way to even
Yep,
do it.
I got out of the hog.
Oh, but it just puts you back in automatically? Yep.
Yeah, it's in case you make that. I guess in case you do it by mistake.
You make the mistake during the live demo and spaz
That's
out,
actually
hit the
super
wrong
fun.
button.
Sorry, Grunts.
Frank, do you remember? I don't remember
Oops,
this.
sorry.
At what point the decision was made to make the VR become burst?
Um,
Because it's not in this incarnation.
I was trying to jump out and fire it. I don't remember.
I
like.
don't remember either.
I mean, I enjoy the 3-burst BR for SWAT because then you get those cheap multi-kills
Oh,
by accident.
The ghost, you missed
Whoa.
the ghost. You missed the ghost. Sorry, I distracted you.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was always like the hardest part to hit, right? You're supposed to hit that ghost in
Yeah.
midair for an epic explosion moment.
Oh.
Remember how
Civilian
hard
Warthog.
we had, like no joke, hours and hours and hours of run-throughs.
Oh yeah, Joe had it down.
Joe
to
had to have it with his eyes
science.
closed,
My
and then we had to
goodness.
have a second round of people that had the ability to do a backup in case something happened to
Oh.
Joe.
Oh, I'm getting out. Oh!
Oh, you did!
Oh no, I got out! I'm gonna
you
see if I
melee?
can. I'm driving the ghost. Heart Warthog ghost. What am I talking about? I'm driving in first person. And it looks kind of like you're in the Scorpion because you've got the Gauss.
Oh, you are driving
Yeah,
this?
I'm doing this.
What the?
Yeah. I can't shoot though, because I guess you do actually have to be attached to the Gauss turret. Whoa, is there any more? Just see how many I can run over.
Pull Trigger asked if any parts of the stencil shadows remained in Halo 2. My understanding is no.
Yeah.
I think that entire tech approach did not work.
And it was, I don't think it was so much a tech approach as a style approach. And as you know, as you get further into the game and you're starting to like, you kind of start figuring out how the game is really going to look. And so a lot of those decisions were made obviously after this.